Hey guys, I know we would all love to have a personal chef in the kitchen. Well, today you have one. I'm here with my friend Chef Patrick, and he is going to show us some great kitchen tips and tricks that will make your time in the kitchen so much easier.
Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about garlic. All right, garlic is one of my favorite things to use in the kitchen. It really punches such a great flavor. But one of the problems people have is they're not really sure how to cut it up properly. And then they leave these big, huge chunks in there. Then you take a bite of something, and that's all you taste for the rest of your meal. So we're going to show you a way to kind of really show how to mince it up really fine if you want it minced, or an easier way than taking out those garlic presses that no one seems to like to ever clean. We're going to show you how to just do it with your knife. Quick, easily, 30 seconds and you have garlic paste as opposed to 3 minutes of trying to clean the garlic press back out again. So today we have this nice head of garlic. Okay, if any of your recipes ever call for a clove of garlic, the cloves are what's inside this head. This is not a whole clove. So what I'm going to easily do is just take my thumb, work my way around it, and I can pull out the cloves. This little paper that grows around it, this is going to go away. We don't need it. There's not really use for it. But I can pull out as many cloves as I need, and then I can utilize what I need, and then what I don't need, I can very easily just put back away. So we're going to get 3 cloves out of here today, because that just makes a nice little paste. One of the things you want to make sure you do, okay, is you're going to, as you peel this, you're going to end up with these little papers there. All right, just kind of make sure you push them off to the side. You don't want to end up having that in your final garlic product. So when you look at the garlic, you have 2 ends of it, just like everything else. You have the top end, and that's where it all kind of attaches together in that bulb. And then you have the bottom end. The bottom end's always a little pointier. So what I want to do is I want to take off this top end first because it's very woody and it doesn't cook down and soften the way I'd like the garlic to do. It's just a small little cut with your knife takes that piece off. Now, next thing we're going to do is we want to peel off the skin of that garlic. And if I just try to peel this off, especially when that garlic's super fresh, it becomes very hard to peel that off. Easiest way to do that, put the garlic on your cutting board, take your knife, put it on top, take your hand. What I like to do is make sure I use the palm of my hand and curl my fingers away from that blade. So just in case my fingers drop down, I'm not dropping into that blade. Take the palm, push straight down. You can hear that crunching there to get it down. Now, the skin peels off very easily. What happens is you're pushing the oils out of that garlic and it just helps separate that away from each other. Once I usually squish this, I usually give it a quick look. I want to see if there's any blemishes in that garlic, any bad spots. It happens sometimes. If there is, I'll just cut those away, but this garlic looks really good. So I put it together, and now I'm going to take my knife and just gently cut my way through there. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. All right, when you have a nice sharp knife like this, it makes it very easy to cut through things without having to push too much. Just very easily, and what I do is I kind of cut and work my way going down through it. Then kind of move it back together in a straight line so I can cut it again. But just very gently and easy. Now, a lot of people say to me, well, hey chef, I'm used to doing this. My mother did this, my grandmother did this. They put the 2 hands on there and they went back and forth. Why can't I do that? You can, it's okay. All right, you don't have to just one-hand it and go through, okay? You're more than welcome to do that, but I'm doing the same cutting motion. It's that rocking motion. I'm not just going straight up and down. All right, that knife is designed to rock through, so even with the 2 hands on there, I'm rocking that knife through to cut up my garlic here. Now for something, like say I was making my Sunday sauce, a little chunkier garlic, this is all right because it's going to break down in the sauce, all right? And I'm going to be able to blend it in there a lot easier. That's fine, but say I wanted to make some garlic bread to go with that nice Sunday sauce I have going on. I don't want these big chunks, because what that's gonna do is I'm gonna take a bite of that garlic bread, get a big chunk of garlic in my mouth, and that's all I'm gonna taste. So very easy, I can make this a paste. What I do is just take some nice coarse salt and give a little pinch of salt over there. It doesn't have to be a lot. Take a little bit of oil, so a nice little olive oil if you'd like to do that. And just drizzle a little oil on top. The salt gives it the abrasiveness, the oil allows it to kind of slide and mix the oils together. Now I just take my knife, I place my knife on top of the garlic, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull back, and when I get towards the end, I'm gonna just curl it up a little bit. So you're pulling back and curling up. So the blade is kind of mashing that garlic into that cutting board, into that salt, and you're making a paste. So if you just give yourself a little bit of time, all right, eventually it does move around your cutting board, so when that happens, just push it back together. So that's all that motion is, curling. And what this is doing is it's mashing it down there, it's pushing all that nice garlic oil out of there. So you're not losing any flavor by doing this. Now I wouldn't do this a couple days ahead of time, all right? Because I just see pretty quick and easily I can get this done to the point that I want. Sometimes what you even do after you're mashing it a little bit, you can kind of put it up in a ball and then run your knife right through there. And then that helps you get any of those little tiny bigger pieces in as well. So sometimes I may kind of go back and forth a little bit. So maybe a little slicing and then back to a little mashing. But that gives me a nice garlic paste that I can use for a variety of different things. Say I wanted to do this ahead of time and I'm trying to prep for a party and my party's gonna be tomorrow and I don't really want to have the time to do this. I don't want my hands to smell like garlic when my friends show up. Take that same little bit of oil that you used, put your garlic back into that oil. And then you can preserve that overnight that way. And the other thing that's gonna do is now you're gonna get that nice garlic flavor into that oil, so you can use that oil as well. People like to ask too, like, well, what do I do with my garlicky hands? You know, no matter how many times I wash it, I have that garlic smell in my hands. What I like to do, and I know a lot of my chef friends like to do as well, a little bit of lemon juice. Little lemon juice takes that garlic smell off your hands. So now after you've done all this garlic and you're having your party with your friends, you're not bringing your friends over, giving them a hug and they go, oh, you cut garlic today. So feel free to try this trick. I think it's gonna help you out a lot in the kitchen.